And it is no different for these young Malaysian rugby athletes, as rugby is a sport that is associated with the elite Malay boarding school fraternity. This has been going on for many years, until many realized that this game can be played by people from all walks of life. And one organization that is trying to bring the game to the Malaysian people is an organization called COBRA, the Combined All Boys Rugby Association.
COBRA has been doing a lot of development rugby for schools for a long time. So the committee decided that we should formalize this, and in the December 2004, we put up a proposal to the Ministry of Education. They readily agreed to that. We then had the blessing of the MRU to sanction this.
Check, you place the ball. Next guy comes, you pick up the ball, go, pause, place the ball. Place, pop up, pop up, pop up.
Well, I hope this will encourage them, and this will be an incentive for them to continue playing. The more they play, the better they get, and this is what we are hoping to achieve.
Every year, COBRA organizes a tournament called the COBRA 10s, where clubs from all over the world are invited to play in the two-day competition. COBRA utilizes this opportunity by involving international coaches in its school development program. Established coaches are scheduled to train selected school children prior to the tournament. Response from coaches we interviewed was that the schoolboy athletes were very energetic and enthusiastic, but needed further development in their training, conditioning, and game strategy. COBRA's aim is to lift the standard of school rugby every year by involving established international coaches provided by the club on an annual basis. This has helped improve the quality of skills of all the players involved. Malaysia is not yet a rugby country, unlike New Zealand or South Africa. But with this year's Rugby World Cup and the excitement of the HSBC COBRA 10s, the Malaysian public are starting to see how exciting this great game is.
My message is a simple one. Rugby for me is the best team game in the world. If you want to be part of a great team, be an important member of a team, learn all about being part of a team, learn how you can contribute to the team and contribute to society and be a better person, then rugby's the place for you. It's an excellent game. It's given me some excellent opportunities to travel the world. There is no reason why it can't be the same to you.
To many people, rugby is perceived as a rough sport that requires a player to be big and strong. But rugby is a game for people for all shapes and sizes. There are people who play this game who are large, medium, and small. Each player in the team will possess different types of skills that will help a team compete. Skills such as speed, jumping, tackling, and passing. Most of all, rugby is about having fun.
We're here with the future development of the children of Malaysian rugby at the Rugby Development Camp here in Ampang, and a few questions to be answered by the future talent of Malaysian rugby. How long have you been playing rugby, sir?
I've been playing rugby for only 1 year.
Only 1 year. And what is the best thing about rugby?
It's the sports. I like sports. You can play with your friends. It's quite the sports, you know.
And you, sir, you look like you are Mr. John Alomu.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Alomu. And you've played a lot of other sports before. What's the difference between playing other sports and rugby? Why do you enjoy it so much?
Because rugby is game for gentlemen and only gentlemen play rugby.
Malaysia boleh!
Rugby in Malaysia has always had a strong grassroots foundation level from the Malay boarding school scene. But with the work that COBRA does with the schools tournament and by getting in overseas coaches every year to coach more children on the game, hopefully, rugby will be played by many children regardless of which school they came from.
Rugby in the schools level is played by the Malaysian elite schools, the MCKKs, the RMCs, the science schools, but COBRA is really trying to develop young rugby children from different schools, from the kampong, from different areas. How do you plan to do this?
Basically, for example, like in Selangor, what we did was with the help from COBRA, we go from district to district.
District to district.
District to district, and we start with boys, school boys from like you said, kampong area, from the age of 13 and 14. So we hope that in the next 5 years, at least most of the schools in Selangor they play rugby.
Both our local and international rugby coaches are optimistic that Malaysian schools rugby have a lot of potential. However, rugby is still a growing sport here in Malaysia. Many people still associate the sport with the RMCs and the MCKKs. But what we have found out in this tournament, there's a shift occurring in the balance of power that is happening. This year's participants train and play with great passion and pride as they are still trying to fulfill their potential and reach the summit of their rugby journey.
Definitely, there's 2 or 3 things about the tens game, that helps them develop into full rugby players. It's you only need 10 people aside, so numbers not a problem. Any school can take part. There's not as much space in sevens, so you need to start. Some of the principles of 15s rugby comes in, running straight, running hard, and a lot more tackling, which is obviously important when you look at the 15s game.
Right. And in a country like Malaysia, we're not quite as developed as the more developed rugby nations, Scotland, New Zealand, Australia. How far is our rugby journey, in your personal opinion, in the little that you've seen?
I mean, I've been really impressed so far. The general skills of the players is really good, and I think with us being here, hopefully helping out with some refereeing and particularly some of the contact elements of the game. But we've been really impressed with the enthusiasm of the kids and also the skill level. So hopefully we can help move that process along.
How will the HSBC COBRA 10s help develop these young players to achieve the next level of rugby?
Okay, they help us a lot. I mean, in terms of they provide us everything with coaches from Penguins from overseas, experts from their own clubs, their own players as well, and so the boys got chance to train more in higher level, and they got chance to play to join the club, even though in second team. But at least they know where to go after they finish.
Rugby is about more than winning. It's about diversity. It's about people that make the game happen. And above all, it's all about fun and tradition.